Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. Now today we're going to be discussing the fact of whether Bradford City need to sign another striker in this transfer window. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, make sure you drop a like on it. If you could try and hit 60 likes on today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are now on the road to 6,000 subscribers. So make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. Get your thoughts in as well down in the comment section down below. This is definitely something that has sparked some debate on social media over the last couple of days and weeks, especially as well. Obviously, we've not made a signing for a few days now, but it's expected when all the players are currently away in Spain. If you haven't already watched that video of Jan Songo teaching Emmanuel Osadibe, it's just Spanish. It's just unbelievable. It's 4 minutes of just pure chaos. I'm sure you'll be able to check that out on Bradford City's various social media platforms, but he's an absolutely unbelievable watch, and so is all the content, even with Kian Harratt and Jake Young. Kian Harratt's knife and fork haircut, which was perfectly described by Jake Young. But today we're discussing the fact, do Bradford City need to sign another striker this summer transfer window? I think we've got 4 natural strikers, a couple of players who can play up there as well in maybe a 2-striker formation. But make sure you drop a like on today's video, subscribe if you are new as well, and let's get into it. So if we start out then with the current strikers at Bradford City, we've obviously got Lee Angle, Andy Cook and Kian Harratt as your number 9 sort of strikers. Jake Young probably is going to be a striker as well, but when he's played against Bradford Park Avenue, he's playing more as like a number 10 who could float out on the left or on the right. He's just kind of been playing wherever he feels like he needs to. He's kind of got that creative license, so I don't see him being a lone striker in a 4-2-3-1. We did play a 4-4-2, it looked like, and we changed to a 4-3-3. We were playing all sorts of different formations against Bradford Park Avenue, which is obviously all we can base it off right now. We've also got Aboisa and Jamie Walker, who could probably do a job in a 2-striker formation as well. But if we start out with Lee Angle, last season he played 18 times for Bradford City, starting on 14 occasions, averaging 67 minutes per game. He scored 6 goals, averaging a goal every 200 minutes. That compared to Andy Cook, though. He played 39 matches last season. Starting 35, he averaged 78 minutes per 90, averaging a goal every 255 minutes. So slightly more minutes per goal for Andy Cook, and Andy Cook did score 1 more penalty than Lee Angle last season. I think they both took 2 penalties. Angle scored 1 and missed 1. Andy Cook scored both of his. Kian Harratt's a bit of an interesting one. Obviously, he was out on loan at Port Vale for the second half of last season, where he played 21 matches, starting on 7 occasions, scoring 4 goals in that time, averaging a goal every 192 minutes. He averaged 37 minutes per game as well. And finally, Jake Young last season played 22 games for Forest Green, starting on 2 occasions. He only averaged 21 minutes per 90. He scored 3 goals, averaging a goal every 155 minutes. Aboisa, we obviously can't really compare his stats. He played 4 games, starting once, failed to score, only averaged 25 minutes per 90. And finally, Jamie Walker, he played 19 matches, starting 15, averaging 67 minutes per game, scoring 4 goals, averaging a goal every 318 minutes. But obviously, he was playing more of a central attacking midfielder rather than a striker. It's just him and Issa could probably do a job up there in a 2-striker formation, but definitely probably wouldn't be able to do it in a 1-striker formation. For me personally, I mean, it depends what's really left in the budget. I think the priority for us at the moment is a right-back. We have to get a right-back in, potentially a right-winger as well. If we can get Dion Pereira back on loan, that'd be fantastic. At the time of recording, that looks unlikely. I mean, I know Luton manager Nathan Jones has said Dion Pereira is available to go out on loan, but will he want him to come to a League 2 club again? I'm not so sure. If there is room, though, left in the budget after getting a right-back and a right-winger, you might as well get in another striker, but I don't think we need to force it. I think with the strikers we've got at the moment, we have enough goals in us. I think Chapman's going to contribute to goals as well from the wide areas. You know, we've got midfielders as well who will contribute to goals. I don't think it's a necessary requirement for us to get a goal scorer in. Andy Cook is a proven goal scorer at this level. Whether he had a good end to the last season or not, clearly he was out of shape, but he's come back this pre-season. He looks very lean. He looks like he's going to be up for it, and he needs to be up for it this season. I'm not saying he wasn't up for it last season, but quite clearly, post-injury, he really did struggle, but I think that was because of obviously the system, and with Angle being injured, we only really had Lavery and Robinson as cover, and they were nowhere near good enough, so Andy Cook was having to play pretty much every Saturday, Tuesday. He was never really getting a rest, and he wasn't really getting much support around him. We just hoofed the ball along up to Andy Cook. He'd try and bring others into play, but he's obviously not got the best technical ability, and even when he would win a header or knock it on, we wouldn't really make much progress up the pitch because no one was really getting around him. Whereas I think under Mark Hughes, where he didn't play as much, you know, he had some opportunities obviously under Mark Hughes before Angle came back from injury, but when Angle did play, I think Angle made everybody else raised their performance. I think Angle is a better number 9. That's just my opinion. I'm sure some people will disagree with that, but I don't think Andy Cook is a bad backup whatsoever. I'd probably say Andy Cook's a better goal scorer at this level, but I think Lee Angle brings you more overall. So it depends on really what Mark Hughes wants to go with. Does he want to go with a player who's going to bring more link-up play? Like we saw that goal that Harry Chapman scored against Bradford Park Avenue. That goal simply doesn't happen if it isn't for Lee Angle's hold-up play. Originally, the ball obviously goes long. Angle brings it down. He has a bit of a tussle with a few players. Lays it off to Smallwood. You know, he does really well with his build-up play. Smallwood plays it into Chapman. Chapman's obviously then worked the space well to shoot from 25 yards out around that sort of distance, and obviously bends it beautifully into the top corner. I think that is what Lee Angle brings you. He will bring you that hold-up play that maybe Andy Cook might not bring you because he's more of a flick-on sort of striker, if you get what I mean, whereas Lee Angle's got the all-round overall technical ability as well to go with it. Kian Harratt is definitely an interesting one because he's kind of a bit of a wild card, because I definitely do think Kian Harratt will score goals for Bradford City next season. It will be very interesting to see what our team is going to be on that first game against Doncaster Rovers, because I don't expect the team against Doncaster to for the first game of the season to be anywhere near the team that plays on the final game of the season at home to Leyton Orient, because that's simply just never really what happens in football. You know, you very rarely play your first game of the season with the same team as what you end the last game of the season with. So it'll be interesting to see. For me personally, I don't think we need another striker. If one does come available, then I guess maybe why not, but I don't think it's necessary for us to go out and stockpile all these strikers. If we do play a 2-striker formation, then maybe get another one in on loan or potentially a free transfer, but I don't think there's any point in splashing hundreds of thousands of pounds on a striker when we've got enough quality at this level. I don't think League 2 is the hardest level to score at. Granted, not many strikers will score 20 plus goals. I think Andy Cook probably could get that if he was fully fit for a whole season, but I think Lee Angle will probably be the first choice. I really don't know what's going to happen. I think whatever happens, Jake Young won't be the lone striker next season. I think we can definitely cancel that out. Easter and Walker obviously got their winger and attacking midfielder positions respectively. Kian Harratt could probably do a job out on the wing, and Lee Angle probably could do a job out on the left wing, but when you've got Harry Chapman, Aboisa, some other good attacking quality players, I can't see him pushing Angle out wide just to start Andy Cook. That's just my personal opinion, but Angle for me is the number 9. And then it's just a massive debate between Harratt and Andy Cook. I genuinely don't know. It's really hard to call. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section down below. If we do play a 1-striker formation, who do you think will be Mark Hughes' first choice come that first game of the season against Doncaster Rovers? Because I think they all offer something a little bit different. Harratt probably offers the pace, whereas Angle probably offers the bit more technical ability. But Andy Cook probably better in the air. It's really hard to debate, to be honest with you, because they're all very different, and they do offer you something different, which is good, because last season I thought you weren't really getting much difference between a Lavery and a Robinson. I just didn't really think they had the necessary quality, where I think this season we've got the right quality in. Pretty much every player in the squad, barring a few who I think probably will be moved on. I think there is lots of quality and strength in depth. Last season, you could definitely tell who was your first choice player in X position and who was your second choice. This season, it's genuinely so hard to tell. Like for centre-half, for example, who's going to start over Songo and Platt? Probably will be Matty Platt. I thought he was, very good and very composed on the ball as that right centre-back. Left centre-back, though, that is a massive toss-up between Critchlow and Odusina. If I said that right, I'll get his name right at one point. I think it's Odusina. Who knows? At the end of the day, though, it is completely up to Mark Hughes what he sees. There's plenty of time left in pre-season. I will obviously be going to this game at the weekend at home to Derby County. It's going to be a tough game now that they've had their takeover. They made some very good signings today. They've just completed the signing of Conor Horahan as well, which is an absolutely fantastic signing for League One level. He'll definitely be competing with Barry Bannon for... How the hell is he in this division, to be honest with you? So it's going to be a tough game. Obviously, they're still yet to appoint a new manager. It looks like Liam Rosenior is going to be their caretaker manager for the time being. But I will be at that Derby game. We might get a little bit more of an insight into what Mark Hughes plans to do for the next season. We might do 2 teams of 45 minutes, or we might do like a 55 and a 35. I'm not too sure. We'll just have to wait and see. But it's only the second pre-season game, and they will have just come back from Alicante. So I do expect it to be 2 teams for the 45 minutes. Hopefully, it's not the 2 same teams that we saw against BPA. Hopefully they're a little bit mixed as well. But that is where I'm going to leave it for today's video. If you have enjoyed, make sure you drop a like on it. 60 likes, as I said at the start of today's video, would be absolutely class. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are now on the road to 6,000 subscribers. So make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already, with that post notification bell on. Get your thoughts in as well down in the comment section down below. Who do you think will be the main striker for Bradford City next season? And do you think we need to sign another striker before the end of this transfer window? Thank you very much for watching. Shout out to our current tier 2 and tier 3 channel members as well, Joe006 and B Davies 211. Thank you very much for watching though. Have a great rest of your day, and I shall see you all very soon for another video. Peace.